Hi there, this is Faber from The Next Big Rush, and today I have a super special video about a uranium company who is possibly one of the cheapest that I have ever seen. Now, if you're not a believer in uranium as an investment, then I'm sorry, but this video is probably not going to be for you. This video is really for the people who have already decided that they are contrarian investors, and within that contrarian mindset, that uranium is not a matter of will the price go up, but more of when will the price go up. And if you're willing to make that bet, if you're willing to buy low in order to sell high in uranium, then I believe that you should take a look at this company. Disclaimer, yes, I do own it. I have also participated in a private placement that they did months ago. However, what I would like to tell you is take a look at this and spread your bets when it comes to uranium, because really you have such a small number of companies that it might not be worth it to hold 2 or 3, because it's a last man standing contest, to be honest. We're going through intense, maybe not so intense, but real supply destruction in uranium. You see mines shutting down. You see maybe threats of decreased production or real decreased production. That's yet to be seen in many cases. Yes, I'm looking at you, Kazakhstan. So if you are looking to diversify your uranium holdings, you should most definitely look out for this company. Let's take a look. Okay, so first of all, just really quick, before we start talking about the company itself, I want to tell you, if you are invested in uranium and you are not invested in US companies, you might miss out a possible political move that could happen between this year and the next. What am I talking about? Well, there's a draft list of the critical minerals by the US government, where they actually list out a bunch of minerals that they consider to be just very strategic in, building the country and maintaining the country as is, with, security issues and everything, and how a lot of these are being supplied by foreign entities, and how they would like to actually be free of those foreign controls. The other, and maybe even better news, is that there's a petition, 232 petition, with the U.S. Commerce Department, which basically says, look, we are uranium producers, and we would like you to take a look at the fact that domestic production only fulfills 5% or less of the current supply to US utilities. This is a huge deal. Basically, what they are trying to do, what Energy Fuels and UR Energy are trying to do, is to tell the US government, look, you're worried about steel, you're going to impose steel tariffs. Well, the uranium situation is much, much worse, and as the government, you should do something about it. Now, if you believe that the current administration is of the type to impose tariff, wink wink, then you might do very well positioning yourself within the American companies that are involved in uranium, especially the ones that already have everything ready to go, such as what we're looking at today, Western Uranium. Now, this is a company based out of Colorado, and you will see that what they have is just really surprising. Now, this is historic, so there's no NI 43-101 that's current that states this, but you will see that they must have the goods because they actually built out a mine. I mean, not Western Uranium themselves, but the previous company built a mine and operated this particular mine. So you have 70 million pounds of uranium, probably more if you actually take everything that they have. They also hold vanadium, which is super important right now. The price of vanadium is experiencing a squeeze, to say the least. They already have a mine complex built the capex to make that operational would be very low because everything is already there. They would mine out the uranium and vanadium, and they also have secured the rights to build the first uranium mill in the last 30 years. I cannot stress enough how important this is to make their uranium actually ready for distribution. Now, it mentions here that they also have an agreement with a US utility firm. We do not have details of this. I would like to know more about what are the terms of this agreement, but that's yet to be seen. They also hold the ablation mining technology, which makes their processing capabilities just that much cheaper. It also cuts down the cost of transportation, overall bringing the price of production down. Now, if you're a people first kind of person like myself, then I think you'll be glad to know that the president and CEO of this company is none other than George Glazier, who just happened to found a little company called Energy Fuels. And I say little company very tongue-in-cheek because if you're in uranium, you already know, yes, Energy Fuels is a company that is still active to this day. Not only are they active, but in the last great uranium bull of 2007, their stock price actually reached, I don't know, maybe $217. So something to keep in mind. Somebody who has actually gone through the whole process of success in the uranium market. Then you have Russell Fryer with a ton of experience in minings and metal as well. You have a few other people on the management and board, but what I want to get at is this here. This is the price of vanadium. Now, you can probably notice that through 2009 to pretty much mid-2017, absolutely nothing happened. Price kind of cratered in 2016, and we are going through a stage of, I'm not even sure if you could call this an upturn. To me, it looks more like a squeeze. I'm assuming that there was a lot of supply destruction during this time when the price was going down, and now vanadium is a very hot commodity. It's used in batteries, very, very large batteries for, if I'm not mistaken, wind power and things of that nature. So it's not the type of stuff that you carry on your phone, but it's still something that is being used more and more. We need more of it, and the price is starting to show a revival. Here's a bit more about their ablation technology. It's yet to be seen if the technology can be used at the mine or at the mill, but this is something that they are trying to get licensed and ready to go so that their costs will come down. There's actually a really cool explanation here on how this works and how it can improve costs. The Sunday Mine Complex. So this is what really catches people's attention. This is not about drilling and trying to find the uranium. This is not about trying to raise money to maybe build the uranium mine. This is already built and permitted. It's a complex of 5 underground mines, and you can actually see a really neat video and some really cool pictures of the actual mine, and they talk a little bit more about the grades that were being mined at this location, and it's really good stuff. It's stuff like 0.25 to 0.36% uranium. In the uranium world, that's actually quite good. Now, on their website, western-uranium.com, you can see here under assets and infrastructure that they have a few videos of this mine, and it's pretty cool because you can actually click here and see them going into it. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's the real deal. Now, with every uranium story, you're really just waiting it out to see when prices are going to pick up. I've talked to a few people who work at this company, and they've told me that on a back of the napkin sort of calculation, you're looking at a really prosperous mine, profitable mine as well, at around $45 uranium. Now, that changes a lot if the price of vanadium keeps climbing. It might be that if we come to the point of vanadium maintaining its price much higher than what we see right now, we might actually go into production independently of uranium. So the vanadium story here could be the tail wagging the dog, so to speak. And the question I have to pose to you is, okay, compared to the other uranium companies that you are aware of, knowing what they have, knowing the millions of pounds that they have, the tens of millions of pounds that they have, and the actual infrastructure, the experience that's already there, what sort of market cap should we be looking at here? How much should a company like this be worth, even at the current uranium market that we see? Well, I'm going to get to that in just a second. Right now, I want to draw a little parallel. Back in 2015, almost 2016, when the price of gold was, I don't know, maybe $1,200 and some dollars per ounce, I actually started to buy what we call optionality plays. So really, companies that know more or less what they have, but they need a higher commodity price in order to actually be profitable. Well, the bottom fell out, and then we started this bull market here in the beginning of 2016. I happened to be buying this little known company called Exeter Resource Corp round about the same sort of time frame. So between the mid to end of 2015, I believe that my average cost was about 50 cents. Now, what happened when gold actually picked up in price, not just in price, but also in sentiment, and people started to actually take notice of gold miners and optionality plays as a result? Well, I had a three-bagger because this little known company was taken out by Gold Corp. Now, they didn't have a mine built out. They didn't have a lot of the things that some of these uranium companies now have: processing facilities, licensing, and a political climate that is actually very favorable to what's happening right now. So, back to the question, how much should a company like this be worth right now? Well, and I think that's something you have to ask about every uranium company, if they're able to weather the storm and come out the other side when the price of uranium picks up, this could be one of my largest gainers yet. Why? Look at the market cap. Today, it is the 26th of March of 2018, and we're looking at $14.36 million. Yes, I know, you kind of have to read it again because this market cap is comparable to a lot of gold companies that have not even had a good hit yet. So for this tiny market cap, and you get the 70 plus million pounds of uranium, you get George Glacier, you get the Sunday Mine Complex, you get absolutely everything. Now, before I invite you to come over to co.ca//WUC, I have to tell you that as a US controlled company, Western Uranium cannot come out and tell you guys that they are raising money. So private placements for Western Uranium have proved to be mostly for people who actually go and ask the company. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There's a rumor going around that Western Uranium is actually raising right now. I can neither confirm nor deny this, but if you would like to know more, then maybe you should contact the company and see if you're interested in participating in their private placement. Come around to co.ca and let's talk about this company. Let's talk about the uranium sector. I love it. I think it's going to be one of my greatest wins yet. And I think you should definitely take a second look at this very prospective company. Thank you very much. See you on the next video.